What is going on, everybody? It's your JRPG enthusiast here, your Japanese role-playing game god, Mr. JRPG here, Shadowy Elites, and I am back again for some JRPG news. So, let's just get started, shall we? So first up, we have here, Dragon Quest XI finally has a release date, thank God! The game is coming out September 4th, and people, this is my second most anticipated game of 2018. The first one being, of course, Valkyria Chronicles 4, and the second one, this game, and the third one was No Kuni 2, which already came out. Anyway, guys, I have been looking forward to playing Dragon Quest XI for the longest time. I'm a fan of this Dragon Quest games. I think they're pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and pretty fun games to play. They have this nostalgic value to them, no matter how, up to date they are, or when they come out. I guess that's the point of Dragon Quest games nowadays. But whew, can't wait for this. Now there are some caveats that comes with this announcement. For one thing, Square Enix has said that the 3DS version is not going to make its way overseas. Guys, that is a huge blow for me personally, as I was going to buy the PS4 version. Now I'm definitely getting it for the PC because it's coming out on the PC, and I don't know, guys, I might be making the conversion to PC. Every JRPG almost, for the most part, is coming out on PC. So yeah, it's coming out for PS4 and PC, but the 3DS version is not coming out over here because Square thought, in the climate that the Western market is in, releasing a 3DS game in 2018 in the West is not such a good idea from a business standpoint. Now, the 3DS version is more of a retro style, old school version of the game, and I love my retro style 2D graphics. I love that shit. That's why I'm gonna definitely get Project Octopath Traveler day one. So it really is disappointing that the 3DS version is not gonna make its way over here. I would have definitely brought two games day one, but I don't know too much. I haven't really been messing around with my 3DS now as late. It might be time to put it out the pasture. Calm down, people. If you're playing with the 3DS, if you like it, you're loving it, that's great. Calm down. I'm talking about for me personally. It might be time for me to take the 3DS out the pasture. I don't know. I might have to go the way of old Yeller. Oh, I mean the old PS Vita. I'm just saying, guys. Again, that's just for me. Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy. You're still loving your Vita. Just calm down. I know how some of y'all get a little bit passionate about the Vita and stuff like that. It's just me. Anyway, good news for you Nintendo Switch owners. It's definitely coming to Nintendo Switch, which I believe it was already announced that it was going to come to the Nintendo Switch. But unfortunately, it is not coming out along with the PS4 and the PC release on September 4th. Square Enix has said that it's going to be coming out much later for the Nintendo Switch, and that kind of sucks for you guys, because a lot of people, they love their Nintendo Switch and they will just get any game that comes out no matter what for the Switch. I guess I can understand that. You like to play on what you like to play on. It's your preference. But it just goes to show that Square Enix really didn't have too much faith in the Nintendo Switch. I kind of think at this point they should have had the version already ready. But if they had known that the Nintendo Switch was going to take off like it is, like how great it did year one, I think they would have had the version released already. But you can't tell these things. You gotta wait and see, especially with the catastrophe that was the Wii U. And no, I'm not gonna tell you to calm down. I know everybody loves their Wii U. Now I'm not saying that shit. Fuck the Wii U. It's a fucking disgusting console. But yeah, Nintendo Switch fans, it kind of sucks to be you guys, but hey, you know what? The heart wants what the heart wants, and if the heart wants to play all their games on the Nintendo Switch, hey, that's your God-given right, I guess. Even though by the time you get to it, like next year, I will already be done with it, and everybody else will be done with it, and everybody will be moving on to new games, and then you're all getting happy about an old game that came out about a year ago at that point. But hey, you know what? It doesn't matter. You do you, fam. You do you. Next piece of news is also kind of interesting to me, at least, that No Kuni 2 was pretty much being developed for overseas audience. That means people in the West this game was developed for. It's interesting because the Level 5 CEO had this to say. At first, No Kuni 2 was being developed for overseas, and there was a time where we hesitated on whether we should release a Japanese version. Ultimately, we ended up making a Japanese version with high motivation. Now that is definitely interesting to me, to see a Japanese made game being made from the ground up for Western audiences. Now guys, I am playing No Kuni right now and I am in love with the game. It looks freaking amazing, and let me tell you from a gameplay standpoint that this game is very much a JRPG, so no need to worry that it's more of a Western made game with Western influences and all that crap. No, this is a JRPG through and through. Now the level 5 CEO continued to say, however, entertainment is all about making things for those who say they really like something and give you money for it. The previous title received many awards overseas, and we decided to narrow down the target for the overseas audience. So I guess this was of course a business mindset. If people in the West loved it, you want to make another game that, you know, they will love again. So, you know, just, you know, to make more money, to penetrate the market that's huge over in the West, because Japan is smaller than the West. So, you know, you can't argue that. They want to make money. They decide to build it from the ground up for the overseas market. Hey, that's cool. It's still a JRPG. Let me stress that completely. It's still a JRPG. Now, I personally don't have much proof of this, but I believe a lot of JRPGs are made from the ground up with Western audiences in mind. Like how the Final Fantasy VII Remake is going from a turn-based combat to a more action-oriented combat, because turn-based is clearly dead. Nobody likes turn-based. It's like the most deadest concept for JRPGs. Right, Persona 5? I mean, seriously, right? Turn-based is dead, Persona 5? Nobody liked turn-based in Persona 5. But more of a recent example, Demon Gaze 2, which is a really niche dungeon crawler RPG, was made because of the sales of the first game, Demon Gaze 1, in the West. That's right, because the sales in the West of Demon Gaze 1 was so damn good, the developers said, we can make Demon Gaze 2 with this money. And thus, that is how a really niche dungeon crawling JRPG got its sequel. And the last piece of news I got for you guys today is Valkyria Chronicles 4 is coming. God damn, all these fucking release dates are coming, man. My head is spinning. Valkyria Chronicles 4 is coming in the fall in the West. And you guys know this is going to be my most anticipated game for 2018. Valkyria Chronicles 4 is a game I've been waiting for since the release of Valkyria Chronicles 3 in Japan almost, what, 6 years ago? I'm not even sure, but it's been a long ass time, and I can't wait to dive deep into Valkyria Chronicles 4. You can check out my first impressions of the game on the Japanese demo. Now the game is already released in Japan, and I believe the Japanese people are enjoying it immensely. Fuck you guys, I'm extremely jelly. And the game does have a season pass. Now guys, you know, I'm probably going to, you know, trigger some of you guys for what I'm about to say next, but hell, I do not care. I have nothing to hide again. So the season pass is coming out. Yes, I'm going to get the season pass day one when it releases. Yeah, I know some of you are probably thinking that you want to come at me right now. Slow your roll, let me explain. Guys, Valkyria Chronicles is one of my favorite JRPG franchises of all time. I have never brought a season pass before in my life, but you best believe I'm going to get every single piece of content for a game I have been waiting for 6 to 8 years. Again, I have never brought a season pass in my life, but this will be the first time I do so in the fall of 2018. Now, if you still want to get mad about that, even though it's, again, one of my favorite JRPG franchises of all time, now if you're still going to get mad or salty or call me an idiot for buying season passes, let's look at Persona 5 for a second. Yes, Persona 5 did not have a season pass, but it did have a shit ton of cosmetic DLC, and that was just cosmetic, and the prices were a little bit above average for just cosmetic stuff from what I can remember. But again, Persona 5 is one of my favorite JRPG franchises, if not my favorite JRPG franchise of all time. So I'm not going to deprive myself of content for the game, even though it shouldn't be locked behind a paywall, but it is. Unfortunately, this is indeed the gaming climate we live in nowadays. And I don't believe I heard anybody complaining about Persona 5's costume DLC at all. So what are you gonna complain about? A DLC that's actually giving you content, or a DLC that's just giving you stuff to look at? I mean, come on guys, sometimes you literally have to choose the lesser of two evils. or you know, get them both. It's your goddamn money. Do whatever you want with it. So guys, that is pretty much it for this JRPG news segment. Let me know what you think about the release dates for Valkyria Chronicles 4 and Dragon Quest XI. Let me know what you think about No Kuni being built from the ground up for the Western audiences, and let me know how much I probably triggered you with some of my comments towards the Wii U and, you know, season passes in general. I'm sure you guys all want to discuss that with me in the comments, or kill me, or, you know, call me an idiot for doing what I do. But either way, I enjoy hearing from you guys, even if it's negative. So like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and people, I will see you guys next time. Peace!